Hello and welcome to your weekly dosage of power. My name is Leon Chisholm, and it is my aim to share with you insights that I hope will empower you as you move through another week. Today, our subject is discipline your disappointments. What do I mean by discipline your disappointments? I suggest that you control your disappointments in such a way that they don't overwhelm you. Control your disappointments in such a way that they fuel you instead of dragging you back. Control your disappointments that they empower you instead of taking you down. Now, there are a few things that I would like to share as it relates to disappointments and how we go about disciplining our disappointments. First, we need to understand what disappointments really are. Disappointments are a natural part of life. We succeed, we fail. We pass, we fail. These are all natural occurrences that will happen to everyone, all the time, every time, most of the time. Now, in each disappointment, there is often a message if we take time to find out what it is. You might be down the correct path, but maybe your disappointment is saying your speed is too slow. Or maybe your speed is just too fast. You might be climbing the right ladder, but your disappointments might be trying to tell you that it is leaning against the wrong wall. There are many things that your disappointment may want to highlight about your character, about the path that you're traveling. And oftentimes, instead of zoning in on what is disappointing us and why we are disappointed, we get dragged down or carried down, focusing more on the disappointment instead of the message that it is trying to share with us. We must also understand that a disappointment is a reaction to an event and not the substance of our being. Now, things about you or how you operate might lead to you or others being disappointed. However, they don't define our existence. How often you hear, "He's such a disappointment," instead of, "His actions have disappointed me." How often that which a person did that had him being labeled disappointment turned out to be his greatest accomplishment. That is why we must always remember that disappointment is a reaction to an event. It is not the substance of our being. And oftentimes, it's not even our reaction. It's the reaction of others to something we did or some expectations they have of us. But how do you really discipline your disappointments so that they help to fuel you instead of pulling you back or breaking your spirit? We must treat our expectations as just that, expectations. We often get caught up treating our expectation as the axis that the earth spins on. Understand that our expectations carry no guarantees, regardless of how dedicated or committed we are. I am not saying that we should not have expectations. Neither am I saying that we should not have high expectations. But the point that I want to drive home is this. Even though we have high expectations, things of value, things that are important to us, things that might even make our world a better place, the world will not simply cooperate and bring us our expectations just because we expect them, or we have high hopes of fulfilling them. Let's take, for example, when people are playing competitive sports. Now, two teams are battling. Both expect to win. both have high expectations, and in most cases, on either side of the fence, both believe that it is their right to win. But we all know there can only be one winner in such a circumstances. Now, what if the loser feels that I did not have my expectations met, so I don't want to go any further? I want to stop because I did not get my expectations. Imagine what that would lead to. It probably would lead to this competitor having an unfulfilled life because his high expectations or his team's high expectations were not met. We have to understand that the same things that we might expect, others may expect them too. And sometimes we are even competing to fulfill our expectations. Hence, I re-emphasize that we must treat our expectations as just that, our expectations. It is not a divine right that must come to us. We need to understand that some things we will not reach, or maybe not know, but it does not mean we don't stop trying. It does not mean we don't keep pushing forward. What it means is we accept things as it is and then try to make it better as we push forward in life. The next thing that will help us in disciplining our expectations is belief. If our expectations will bring value to us and others, if they are well worth it, then they are also worth a few mishits, a few rise and fall. In essence, they are worth our sacrifice and a couple failures. When something is of great value, they take time. If we seek something that is of high value, we must also understand that such things don't come easy. Disappointments are no respect of persons, but they have a way of testing us, testing our will to reach deeper, to shape and pull out the greatest part of our being. Learn the lessons your disappointments taught. Press forward. Maybe that's the option. Or retreat and attack in another direction. Or maybe the lesson is do something else or be someone else. Above all, learn from your disappointments that you are more than your disappointments. Because if you feel disappointment, you are still here. And if you are still here, the world is full of possibilities. That is why we always need to discipline our disappointments. One failure does not mean anything. It simply means there's a chance for us to come again, to come stronger, to dig deeper, to be better. Don't let our disappointments overcome us. Control them, discipline them. And as we move forward, we learn that these same disappointments might just be our greatest gift in accomplishing that which we desire. I want to thank you very much for spending your time with me. May God bless you as we move forward. Blessed love.